Beryl hit us 3 weeks ago, and a lot of people are still trying to recover financially.
Yeah, been a very difficult time for Houstonians. And earlier this morning, we asked viewers, send us our questions, anything you had about getting financial help. And now we're looking to find those answers for you. Right now, we have joining us Derrick Kinney. He is a financial advisor. He can help us find solutions. And we're so grateful to have you here this morning, Derrick. We got a chance to speak with you yesterday, but we know that we have even more questions from our viewers this morning. So first of all, they want to know, what immediate steps should they take if they are experiencing financial hardship and they are still waiting on those FEMA checks? What should they do right away?
Well, Brittany, Haley, good to be with you both. First of all, the first step is don't panic. I know right now my heart goes out to so many people who are working so hard to provide for their families, but now they're stuck. They're in this financial dilemma. So the first step is to assess your current financial situation and not to panic, as easy as that may sound. And I know it's hard to do. The key is to ask yourself, what do you have in checking and savings right now that until that FEMA check comes in to your account, what money do you have access to that doesn't hurt you long-term financially?
Yeah, so it is hard to sit back and not panic. Another question that we've got is, what are the short-term financial solutions or any resources that you recommend if you're in urgent need?
Well, if you're in urgent need right now, the key is to over-communicate. If you are thinking about, look, I need to put this on a credit card, I need to borrow money, I need to talk to my landlord about extending my rent a bit, you want to pick up that phone the moment this newscast is off the air and call those people and tell them your situation. If you wait, it can be too late. And so letting them know ahead of time, proactive communication in a crisis moment like this can buy you time. That's really the goal, is buying yourself time to just make the next best financial decision today, then make the next one tomorrow, and so on.
And Derrick, if you call those credit card companies and you're open and honest with them about what's going on with this situation, how likely are you to get them to waive any of those interest rates or fees?
Well, it depends on your situation. Now, keep in mind, and I've shared this before, you need to be current on your credit cards. If you're behind already, they're going to be less likely to work with you. But if you've at least been making the minimum payments and you're on time and you explain the situation, this is very common in natural disaster type situations. Credit card companies want you to keep paying, and they want to make it easy for you to do that. So by calling them, letting them know, this is an extenuating circumstance, I want to pay, can you please work with me today, is typically the best verbiage to get them to work with you and make it easy in a hard time.
And Derrick, how often should people be following up with FEMA regarding their application status? You know, what is the best way for them to do that?
Well, again, you're dealing with a big government bureaucracy, and so that can be very, very frustrating. Often like you're hitting your head against the wall. You want to call almost every other day to make sure that your request is being followed upon. That old adage, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, is completely appropriate right now. But keep in mind, even if FEMA, the check doesn't come in right today when you expect it, you've got to have a game plan. And in cases like this, there are some emergency options. Let's say that person has a 401k, or they've got their home they could borrow against. You know, there are certain things that you typically don't want to do, but in the case of emergency, sometimes you have to, just to buy yourself some financial peace and financial time to get through this crisis.
Do you have any suggestions on how to best budget a plan until you get that FEMA assistance?
Well, the key is, and again, I know this is easier said than done, but right now you want to do the emergency spending and savings plan. And that means anything I don't need to spend, I will not spend. If that means cooking an extra meal at home, or not going out, or doing more things to save money, you want to make sure that all of your dollars go only to what's required. I've got to cover my apartment or my house, my car payment, my electric bill. I got to put groceries on the table. All of those are in that required category. Anything optional right now, as hard as it may be, would be, let's put the yellow or the red sign on that and say, not now. I've got to make sure that I've got enough money to make it through tomorrow.
All right, good, valuable information for all of our viewers here in Houston. Derrick Kinney, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.